Okay, now we are going to open the flight planner, select our airport that we depart, which will be Oakland Metro. Now we need the arrival destination, which will be Los Angeles Airport. Now this is a big important thing. You have to click IFR and then find route. I'm going to set our cruise to 15,000. Save, yes, and yes, we want it to be at the airport. Okay, once we start, we're going to contact the air traffic control. Okay, the air traffic control said have an altitude of 11,000, so we are going to select the knob. And this is our knots, or speed, which we are going to set to 250 knots, be the gate, and this is all we need for right now. Okay, now we're going to go to the overhead panel, turn on anti-collision, and then turn on the taxi lights before we start taxiing, fasten seatbelts, and no smoking. Also, we are going to turn on the strobe for a now, or you can turn it off after takeoff. Okay, notice the flap indicator. We are going to set our flaps to 15. You could set them for 10, or I wouldn't recommend 25, but I set them for 15 on a 737 takeoff. Okay, now we're at the GPS, and we're going to click this arrow with the D in it. And then you're going to turn the first knob on these two arrows. Just press the plus button. Okay, now we're going to type in KLAX, that's where we're going, and enter, and then activate, enter again, and we're done with the GPS. Once we're holding short of the runway, we're going to contact the Oakland Tower. Okay, now that we waited, the air traffic control has told us to taxi into position and hold, which means we will taxi onto the runway and wait for them to clear us to take off. I'm halfway there on the runway, and now I'm cleared for takeoff. Okay, after takeoff we are going to turn on autopilot, altitude hold, and you can turn these knobs right here for the vertical speed, which is how high your nose is. You have to turn on GPS, auto throttle, speed. You need auto throttle on for the speed. There's the Mach 0.38 or 250 knots. Flight director is already on, and we need nav hold switch for the GPS to work, but remember to switch the GPS to nav when you're going to use the ILS. Now we turn off taxi, we turn on probe heat, wing anti-ice, engine anti-ice after takeoff, and all these should be correct. Okay, now after we engaged all of our autopilots and our nav switch and done everything on the overhead panel, we are turning here without moving and heading over to Los Angeles. Okay, there's 250 knots and 11,000. We are climbing to 11,000, and we are holding 261 because we are climbing 700 vertical speed, and you'll see that we are turning right now on course.